Have you ever stopped to think that your daily life, both the good stuff and the bad stuff, is something you're actively creating in every single moment? It's a huge idea, right? Well, that's exactly what we're going to dive into, and we'll be using the lyrics from a song called Freedom in Our Choices as our map. Right out of the gate, the song's chorus gives us what is basically the central equation for this whole philosophy. And believe me, this isn't just some catchy hook. It's the core formula that the rest of the song is designed to explain. So what does this equation actually mean? Well, the lyrics are suggesting that our freedom, mixed with our actions, what the song calls the way we choose to play, literally become the building blocks of our daily experience. They're not just kind of influencing what happens. Nope, they are the direct cause.
Okay, so if we take that equation as true, then think about what that means. It means our choices are responsible for, well, everything. The entire spectrum of our lives, from our very best days to the ones that are the most difficult.
Let's just sit with this line for a second. It's so powerful because it doesn't say our choices bring either the sun or the storms. It says they bring both. Our own power, our own agency, is responsible for the whole landscape of our lives.
This whole metaphor is just key. The sun isn't just about good weather, It's talking about our brilliant experiences, the joy, the ease, when things are just flowing. It's the outcomes we were hoping for. And the storms? Well, those are the challenges, the conflict, the drama, the stuff that feels like an unintended consequence. But the song's point is pretty radical. Both of them, the sun and the storms, come from the exact same source, our choices.
And here's where it gets really crucial. This whole creative process, it's always on. The lyrics are saying we have this responsibility whether we're conscious of it or not. The engine that creates our reality is always, always running.
This idea that we're constantly creating, even when we're not aware of it, leads to a pretty startling conclusion about just how big our personal power is. And the song uses a really surprising word to describe it. That's it. Just one single, powerful word the song uses to describe our own innate ability to shape our world: frightening.
And here's that line in its full context. The power is frightening because it's what creates our land, our personal reality. So it's directly connecting how intense this power is to the world we see around us every day.
That is such a fascinating choice of words, isn't it? It really makes you stop and ask, wait, why would my own power, my own freedom, be something to be afraid of? The song seems to suggest that the power is frightening simply because it's absolute. I mean, think about it. It's a force inside you that you can't just turn off. The world is forever responding to you. That means every single thing you contribute is real, which makes you the source of everything, even the experiences that feel totally surreal. That level of unending, total responsibility, well, it's immense. So if this power is so overwhelming, what are we supposed to do with it? Well, the lyrics actually propose a solution, a huge shift in how we look at it. It's suggesting we stop seeing it as a heavy burden and start seeing it as a game.
And look, the song comes right out and says it. It reframes our whole existence this way. Life isn't some sentence we have to endure. It's a game that's always being played. And in this game, every single thing we do, our contribution, it actually affects the board. It's real.
This gives us a totally new playbook, a process in 3 steps. First, you have to fully 100% acknowledge that your contribution is real. Then, once you've got that, you reframe your experiences. They're not final judgments on you. They're new opportunities. And that leads to the most important step of all, realizing that if you don't like the outcome, you always have the power to choose another way to play. And this shift in thinking leads to a feeling of gratitude, even for the hard stuff, the storms. Why? Because they're seen as an opportunity to make a new choice, to play the game in a different way. Now, this next idea in the lyrics, this is where things get really, really interesting. Because on the surface, it seems to go against everything we're ever taught about how to improve ourselves. What this is getting at is a radical focus on the now. The idea is that our power isn't in analyzing everything we did wrong in the past to try and unlearn it, and it's not in some desperate search for future knowledge that we need to learn. No, the song argues that the real power is in recognizing the choice you have in this exact moment, in your presence today. So when you put all these ideas together, the idea of a game, the focus on the present moment, you get to the final and most empowering takeaway of this entire philosophy. You get to what it really means to be free. This line right here just wraps it all up perfectly. If life is a game and our choices are what create the experience, then our job is to just engage with it all, to entertain it, while being constantly aware that we always have a choice in how we decide to play.
So let's zoom out. What's the big picture here? It all starts with this simple but massive idea. Your choices bring both the sun and the storms. We saw that this creative power is baked into who we are, and it's always active. The trick then is to start seeing life not as a heavy burden, but as a game, an opportunity to play. Because that is where real freedom is. It's not about controlling every outcome, but about consciously choosing how you're going to play.
And all of that leaves us with one final, really powerful question. A question that's just for you. Knowing this, understanding that your contribution is real and that every single moment is a new opportunity, how will you choose to play?